Hello everyone, welcome back to YK Reviews and welcome back to another weekly entertainment news video. We've got tons to go over, DC drama, some big news when it comes to Marvel, writer's strike update, along with some updates when it comes to the Halloween rights. So let's get straight into it here. So as I mentioned, lots to go over, lots to dive into here. So as per usual, timestamps will be in the description down below. So if there's anything you want to go skip around to, timestamps will be in the description down below. And if you are new to the channel, definitely consider hitting that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit the notification bell. We do these weekly entertainment news videos every Friday, Saturday. That way you're always in the know when it comes to movie related news, TV news. We do video games, sometimes Lego news as well. So if you do like that type of content, definitely consider subscribing to the channel. Definitely helps me out here and I appreciate all the support. But we'll start off with just the first trailer I want to talk about, because I spoke about this either last week or a couple of weeks ago in terms of like the new Eddie Murphy Christmas movie. This is called Candy Cane Lane. I know it's a tongue twister, but they came out with the first trailer for this, and I gotta be honest with you, the trailer didn't really engage me when it comes to that here, because essentially with this movie, it's starring Eddie Murphy and it's about him making a deal with this mischievous elf to help him bring the 12 days of Christmas to life. And with the trailer, they have got some funny one-liners in there, but the trailer overall, they didn't really show much in terms of like the plot or what happens later on in the movie. It sort of focuses on the first act based on what I'm seeing, but it just really didn't capture me there. I was mentioning that I'm excited with the Eddie Murphy movie because I do love Eddie Murphy's projects. His earlier projects are a lot more entertaining than like a couple of recent projects, but I couldn't get engaged with this trailer. I just didn't really feel it whatsoever. I don't know if it's just maybe they didn't show too much, they didn't show enough. I honestly don't know, but based on this trailer, first of all, I want to check it out. I want to see what this movie is about, but I'm going in there with pretty low expectations so far. But if you have seen the trailer, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Do you think you'll be checking this one out? Do you think you'll be giving it a miss? Let me know in the comment section down below. Okay, now before we move on to like any movie related or TV related news here, I want to give some update when it comes to the writer's strike. So as I mentioned, like the writer's strike when it comes to like the writers has been resolved. They got their deal, which they thoroughly deserved. But we're still waiting on the actor's strike when it comes to the SAG-AFTRA deal, and it's not looking good. They spoke about it on Wednesday, like they mentioned that they were going to regroup and re-meet on Wednesday to negotiate, but then coming out of that negotiation, the CEOs just were refusing to budge when it comes to like revenue sharing. So this is coming from the deadline confirming here. SAG-AFTRA and the studio talks much rockier than usual today. Pause likely in negotiation. So we continue. After a rough day of negotiations Wednesday, the Actors Guild and studios have pulled the plug for now. Things were distinctly much rockier than usual, today's veteran dealmaker says. Another source confirmed it did not go well today. Insiders added things are uncertain, but a step back from talks looks likely. And more news came out from this. Basically what happened here is that the actors were asking for a 2%, just 2% of the shares from the streaming services, which the studios thought was unreasonable. And there was no agreement when it comes to the use of AI. Now I want to get to the AI in a second, but I just want to bring this into perspective here. This is, from what we're seeing, the highest paid Hollywood executives in the past 5 years. Number one, you've got David Zaslav with basically $500 million, Ari Emanuel $346 million, Reed Hastings $209, Bob Iger with $195, and Ted Sarandos $192 million. So this is basically what they're making, and they are saying that 2% of the revenue is unreasonable. And the SAG-AFTRA even came out with a statement confirming here that to our fellow SAG-AFTRA members, it is with profound disappointment that we report the industry CEOs have walked away from the bargaining table after refusing to counter our latest offer. We have negotiated with them in good faith, despite the fact that last week they presented an offer that was, shockingly, worth less than they proposed before the strike even began. These companies refuse to protect performers from being replaced by AI, they refuse to increase your wages to keep up with inflation, and they refuse to share the tiny portion of the immense revenue your work generates for them. We have made big, meaningful counters on our end, including completely transforming our revenue share proposal, which would cost the company less than 57 cents per subscriber each year. They have rejected our proposal and refused to counter. And that's the part that really is frustrating or really strange, is that they're refusing to counter now. It baffles me too, and especially when it comes to the AI, because this clip came out a couple of hours later when it comes to like this show on Disney called Prom Pact. Honestly, I've not seen it ever, but there was this clip that was showing here. You can see the use of AI already being used by Disney, and it looks so bad. It honestly looks like a GTA non-playable character here, an NPC right now, and I really don't understand what the studios are thinking here when it comes to this. Like, in terms of like the AI, it looks terrible. Like, that is prime example right there. But then when it comes to like the percentage share and all that kind of stuff, this just means that the strike is just going to be continuous here. It doesn't look like that's going to be resolved anytime soon. Movies are going to be able to be worked on when it comes to like the scripts and that kind of stuff, but then nothing is going to be able to be filmed. So no movies are going to be coming out because all the actors are going to be on strike here. So we'll have to wait and see. There's been no scheduled date of when they're going to renegotiate or when they're going to go back to the table, because like I said, the studios are just completely removed from that now. So we'll have to wait and see. But let me know your thoughts about this in the comment section down below. What your thoughts are about that AI usage, and what your thoughts are about the studios and like this 2% share with the actors here. Please let me know in the comment section down below. Okay, now for the next news story here is we have got an update when it comes to the Ocean 11's prequel movie. Now, if you weren't aware, they are making a prequel to Ocean's 11, and if you don't know, Ocean's 11 is my favorite movie of all time. I watch that at least once a year. Granted, 12 and 13, they are good, but just not as strong as Ocean 11, especially with that cast and the plot. And I really, really have a fun time with that movie. So when I first heard that they were going to make a prequel, I was a bit hesitant with it. But after watching their performance in Barbie with Ryan Gosling and Margot Robbie together, I think that it could work. I don't think it's going to hit the heights even close to like Ocean's 11. That's just for me personal. But I am very curious to see what they're going to do with this. So it's coming from the Variety here saying Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling's first Barbie reunion is an Ocean 11 prequel, and its producer is hoping even more projects starring them. So the producer just came out confirming here that I can't really say much, but I think we're just trying to do right by the franchise. I'm excited for people to experience it when it is ready, meaning that it's still going to be happening. And if you're not aware, the plot details are still being kept under wraps, but so far from what we're knowing here is that this is going to be taking place in the 1960s Europe and far removed from the Las Vegas where the Rat Pack starring original 1960 film and the George Clooney fronted trilogy from the early 2000s were based. So like I said, I'm hesitant but a little bit more open to it after again watching the Barbie movie. I do hope it is good. Like I said, I don't think it's going to reach the heights of Ocean's 11 for me personally. I think this has got the potential to be a really great movie and a really fun, enjoyable watch. So let me know your thoughts about this in the comment section down below. What are your thoughts about the Ocean's 11 trilogy movies? If you like it, do you hate it? Let me know in the comment section down below. And what your thoughts are about Ryan Gosling and Margot Robbie reuniting for a prequel. Let me know all of that in the comment section down below. Okay, now so when it comes to the next news story here is we've got a bit of ghost-faced updates when it comes to Scream 7, most notably when it comes to Jenna Ortega. Now there was just a lot of like speculation and rumors going on when it comes to like Jenna Ortega. Apparently there's going to be a script where she's not starring too much in the movie, and there's another one where she's starring a lot in the movie. So a lot of like conflicting things here, and it's been confirmed, this coming from the Wrap here and Critical Overlord, confirming that Jenna Ortega is reportedly committed to Scream 7. Now with her, you've got the Beetlejuice 2 movie that's being worked on right now. You've got Wednesday season 2 coming out. So people were under the assumption that she wasn't going to be in a heavy role when it comes to Scream 7. However, it does look like that she is fully committed to it. She is going to want to be part of this movie. And I feel like there's a lot of direction that you could go with when it comes to Scream 7, especially because in Scream 5 they did talk about the Carpenter's sister's parents, mentioned that a little bit briefly, but wasn't really explored much. So you can sort of have that be the front and center, or even just like a little subplot there, that way you're not featuring too much of Jenna Ortega, but have her parents or family be sort of involved in this. We know that it's going to be taking place during the Christmas period, which I'm really, really pumped about, seeing Ghostface in the snow. But other than that, we don't know too much details of it. But I'm curious about your thoughts here in the comment section down below. Do you think you want to see more of Jenna Ortega in the movie or less in the movie, and what your thoughts or theories and what you want them to do when it comes to Scream 7? Let me know in the comment section down below for that one. Okay, now for the next news story, we've got some big updates when it comes to the Halloween franchise, the rights and where it's going to. Now last week or 2 weeks ago, I think it was, we mentioned that the rights are up for sale with lots of studios vying for it. Now, it was apparently reported that A24 won the bidding war for Halloween, and that apparently they were going to be the ones taking the rights, the TV rights for this. But then it came out with like, this was just like unknown scoopers at the time that were doing this, so it was like rumors just swirling around when it comes to A24. But then a couple of hours later, you've got all these reports confirming that Miramax has actually won the TV rights. So you've got like Variety, Deadline, Hollywood reporters along with some reliable scoopers confirming all of this. So this is coming from the Hollywood Reporter saying here that Halloween TV rights lands at Miramax. The company will develop a series based on the horror franchise in conjunction with Trancas International Film. And it gets better too, is that as we're reading through the article here saying getting ready for the MMCU, the Michael Myers Cinematic Universe. So yeah, they are looking to do a cinematic universe with Michael Myers and with the Halloween franchise, even though they haven't started a bloody project yet. So with the article stating here that Miramax has secured TV rights to Halloween and will develop a series based on the long-running horror franchise. The company made a broad deal with the rights holder Transgang International Films that covers not only a TV series but also related projects for international markets and a potential link to the universe spanning TV and film. No writer is attached. Now you're probably thinking that wasn't Miramax part of like the original 2018 trilogy? So yeah, so they along with Blumhouse made the 2018 to 2022 Halloween trilogy, but the TV rights was actually the ones that was up for sale, and they're the ones that were able to secure it. So they have access to both movies and TV shows, but this whole cinematic universe is what's getting me a bit worried when it comes to this. So they're able to produce a TV series. Now we don't know what it's going to be based on. Rumors as well was speculating about having it based on the Halloween season of the witch, Halloween 3 movie that is. I don't know if they're going to go through that route because of what you could do with that versus what you're going to do when it comes to the series and how that's going to be portrayed. Maybe a prequel, having Michael Myers in the mental institution hospital sequence as a kid and focus on that as a series, and then do the whole Laurie versus Michael or whoever you're going to do with Michael Myers in the movie side of things there. I'm not 100% sure, but I really don't think a cinematic universe is going to work with Halloween and with the Michael Myers franchise. However, I'm really, really curious to see what they're going to do with that. I don't think anything's going to happen right now, especially with the whole actor strike going on here, but just because I think it was last year that Halloween Ends came out and just completely finished that whole timeline. So I don't know if it's maybe going to be, if they're rushing out to do this or if they're going to wait a little bit. Who knows? But you hear they're going to be making a movies, you hear they're going to be making a TV series, you hear they're going to be making a bloody cinematic universe with this franchise. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Are you excited for this? Do you think that this is just going to be a big mistake? Do you just want Michael Myers to just die and be buried and done with? Let me know in the comment section down below, because you've got now Chucky series, Friday the 13th series, you're getting a Halloween series, we're getting a Nightmare on Elm Street reboot possibly, so all these classic slashers. So let me know all of this in the comment section down below. Okay, now for the next news story, we've got some huge drama when it comes to DC and the Aquaman movie. Now, I want to focus on more of the movie side of things here rather than the drama side of things here, because honestly, in terms of this channel, I don't really focus too much on the actors drama or anything like that, unless it's really, really big one, especially this one, for example. So with this one, it's coming from The Variety, confirming here that Aquaman 2 flooded with drama. Jason Momoa allegedly drunk on set, Amber Heard scenes cut, Elon Musk's letter to Warner Brothers, and more. Okay, so when it comes to the drama side of things here, I'll quickly go over it here. Apparently it's been reported that Jason Momoa was drunk on set, trying to get Amber Heard fired, was apparently dressing up as Johnny Depp just to torture Amber Heard, I'm guessing, but just a shit show going on behind the scenes when it comes to Aquaman 2, and when it comes to how Elon Musk is tying into all of this. Apparently he heard that Amber Heard scenes were getting cut or that she wasn't going to be part of the movie, so he sent a scathing letter saying that he's going to burn the house down when it comes to Warner Brothers, which basically scared them, and they ended up putting in Amber Heard into the movie, obviously cutting some scenes, but it's just a whole bunch of shit show going on when it comes to the DC drama with the actors and that kind of stuff. But I just find it so fascinating. There's really been not much marketing when it comes to the movie. I know that the studios just want to get this over and done with, just because it's the last movie before the whole DC reboot. But it's just so fascinating to just see this bullshit that's coming out of this movie and all that kind of stuff, and it's really not helping the movie whatsoever. But like I said, that I don't want to focus on too much, because we did get some more updates when it comes to the DC side of things here. So as we're going through the article, as we're continuing here on Variety, it's saying here that none of the stars cast by Zack Snyder for the 2016 Batman vs Superman Dawn of Justice and the 2017 Justice League, including Ben Affleck, Henry Cavill, Gal Gadot, Ezra Miller and Momoa, will reprise their role in the new DC universe in character. Momoa may return, just not as Aquaman. Sources say the actor has engaged in talks to play Lobo, either in the 2025 reboot Superman Legacy, written and directed by James Gunn, or in a standalone film. That part basically just confirms that no Justice League member is going to be coming back. So Gal Gadot, which was rumored to be coming back, you've got Ezra Miller, Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill, which we sort of confirmed. So none of these people are going to be coming back, which honestly I think it's just needed. I think you need to just do like a reboot when it comes to like Justice League characters and just get everybody brand new. Will be interesting to see how Jason Momoa ties in when it comes to logo. I do think that it shouldn't be part of like Superman Legacy, just because there's like a lot of characters being introduced in that movie, so it's going to be a lot of convoluted story and elements just being played into it if you're having so many characters being introduced. But we'll have to wait and see when it comes to that. But as we're continuing here, it's saying that in a confusing twist, Viola Davis, who played Amanda Waller in both of the recent Suicide Squad movies, will remain as a character in the Gunn Saffron DC universe in next year's Max series Waller, and possibly in the new Superman Temple, which just confirmed here that the Amanda Waller show will be premiering next year, from what it sounds like here, but she'll also be part of the Superman Legacy movie. Again, another character also being introduced into the movie as well. So yeah, it just honestly just, in terms of like the current regimen or the old regimen, just sounds like it's just a complete shit show when it comes to that. But in terms of like the new regimen here, it just looks like we are getting a reboot. It's just certain characters from like the Peacemaker, Suicide Squad will be confirming. So I don't think there's going to be any more than like 5 characters from what we're seeing right now be part of the whole James Gunn DC universe. But honestly, I'm glad to hear that they are going to rebooting everything when it comes to the Justice League characters. So let me know your thoughts about that in the comment section down below. What your thoughts are about the drama side of things here. I want to know your thoughts, curious about that, and also your thoughts about the whole reboot now when it comes to confirming that no Justice League member is returning. Let me know in the comment section down below. Okay, now for the next news story here, this is going to be focusing on the Marvel side of things now. So for the first part of it here is I want to talk about some Fantastic Four update. So coming from the Collider, confirming here, Fantastic Four director gives a casting and filming update on the MCU. So he was promoting his Apple series Monarch Legacy of Monster, a show I'm actually pretty excited about, and he just gave a sort of an update when it comes to like the Fantastic Four movie, which has been confirmed that it's going to be shooting next year in London. He goes on and confirms here that the successful outcome of the SAG-AFTRA strike pending, the movie would be heading to legendary Pine Studios, where film history has been made throughout the decades. He goes, yes, we are definitely going in front of the cameras next year. Probably the spring, it will shoot in London Pinewood. And asked what to expect here, he goes, it is different in so many ways. I wish I could be specific. I wish I could say more, but we are doing things very differently from a story standpoint, from an approach to the filmmaking standpoint that really fits the material. I wish I could say more. I would love to, but I can't. I think it's going to be unlike anything you've seen before, and certainly unlike anything Marvel has seen before. And in the article, it also confirms that like the actors or actresses have been reportedly said they've been cast. So we'll find out more once the whole actor strike is going to be over. We should get more information when it comes to Fantastic Four. So it sounds like it's going to be some unique movie with the casting, because casting rumors have just been non-stop circulating rumor over and over again. So I'll be curious to see who they're going to announce, what they're going to do with that. But I want to know your thoughts. Who you think that they are going to be casting, and what your thoughts are about this. Is going to be unlike anything we've ever seen before when it comes to Fantastic Four. Let me know in the comment section down below for that. But as we're continuing with the Marvel side of things here, because for the last news article I want to talk about is some major shake-up when it comes to the Marvel TV side of things here. So this is coming from the Hollywood Reporter, saying here that Daredevil hits reset buttons as Marvel's overhaul its TV business. Launched during the pandemic with a playbook to shoot $150 million plus season with no pilots, the Disney unit is undergoing growing pains and seeing the logic of traditional TV culture. So we're continuing through the article here, saying that it didn't take long to see the problem after Marvel Studio Daredevil Born Again post-production in mid-June during the writer's strike. More than half of the series' 18 episodes had been shot, but it was enough for the Marvel executives, including Kevin Feige, to review the footage and come away with a clear assessment. The show wasn't working. And so in September, Marvel quietly let go of the head writers Chris Ord and Matt Corman, and also released the directors for the remainder of the season as part of a significant creative reboot of the series, the Hollywood Reporter has learned. Now, I just find that really crazy here, because first of all, when it comes to like Daredevil Born Again, the fact that they just shot half of it, said that it's not working, completely let go. And honestly, I don't blame them, because from what we're hearing here is that it was saying that it wasn't working because it was more of a legal procedure that did not resemble the Netflix version of action and violence. Cox wouldn't have appeared in costume until episode 4, so he wouldn't have been the Daredevil that we know and love until episode 4, which, if it's an 18 episode season, I don't mind that. I don't think that's too much of a big deal. It's the fact that what the story was going for here, because apparently it was saying that Matt Murdock hung up his devil cowl for over a year after failing to save Foggy. So apparently Foggy got shot, died, and that's probably the reason why we weren't going to see Foggy Nelson in the show itself, and that's why he is not Daredevil right now, or Daredevil in that part of the timeline, which Kevin Feige probably knew that was going to piss off a lot of people, and so he decided to just rewrite everything there, which honestly I'm glad they did. But then we move on to like the TV side of things here. So it's saying that Marvel Studios TV efforts have faced internal criticisms for the lack of central vision, for not giving writers creative oversight in the post, fixing it in the post attitude, film executives running the show, shooting $150 million plus seasons on the fly. And there was, like I said, there's just a lot of flaws when it comes to like the Disney Plus shows. For example, fixing it in post attitude, like She-Hulk for example is a prime example like that. Honestly, the less said about that show the better. My problem is that this felt like a big movie split into 6 parts. This whole 6-episode event just wasn't working for me whatsoever. You've just got characters that you don't even know when you're ever going to see again with these shows being introduced, like Moon Knight for example, Gaia from Secret Invasions. Like, it's just all over the place. And the fact that it's like always the executives running the show, like these people, these directors, these writers just don't have the creative say, because it's always upper management executives running the show, which just does not bode well for these people that are wanting to direct the show here. So now apparently they want to go for like the more traditional TV series route, because if you're not aware, like normally with like these TV series is that they shoot a pilot and then they run on that. So with here it's saying that Marvel will begin hiring showrunners who will work on pilots and show Bibles for the shows prior to filming entire season. They are also reportedly planning on stepping away from the limited series format in favor of the shows that run for several seasons, which honestly is just a relief as well, because it also confirmed that Daredevil season 2 is going to be confirmed. So having them focus on multiple seasons, have it where it's like you have these characters being front and center, like for example Moon Knight, have like their own show, but maybe not as Moon Knight, maybe have it as like Midnight Suns series. That could honestly work in my personal opinion. But I think that finally they're just like, this overhaul is just gonna make it where it's exciting to be an MCU fan, because honestly I don't see much hype when it comes to like MCU anymore. People don't want to be first come first serve when it comes to movies or shows. Like Loki is honestly killing it right now, and that's sort of like the diamond in the rough when it comes to Marvel side of things here. When it comes to the shows, every other show just hasn't landed as good as it could have been, like other than WandaVision, like that also, and Hawkeye, like it has got its moments. But it's just like they really, really needed like a kick in the backside when it comes to this. And I'm so glad that they are like working on Daredevil Born Again, because that show, a lot of fans are going to have like a make or break type of moment with that show, and hoping that it does well. So it's just an honest relief, honest to God sigh of relief that we're getting this news here. So I want to know your thoughts about this in the comment section down below in terms of like the MCU side of things here. What are your thoughts are about this major changes here? Are you happy that they've just reworking everything when it comes to this here? Let me know in the comment section down below for all of this here. But that about wraps it up for this week's weekly entertainment news video here. Again, lots of drama, lots of shake-ups, lots of updates when it comes to this week's here. So I want to know your thoughts in the comment section down below for everything we've discussed here. And again, if you do enjoy these types of videos and you are new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on these every single week. I've also just done a tier ranking for the Friday the 13th movie, because it's Friday the 13th for this year. So definitely go ahead, check that out if you haven't already, along with a playlist of all the Saw movies and Saw rankings. So I'll have that linking somewhere around here. And I have got a Twitter, so if you want to go ahead, follow me on Twitter so you know whenever I do post and all my thoughts about everything that does come out, my raw reaction. Definitely go ahead, follow me on Twitter, link is in the description down below. But thank you so much for watching, thank you so much for listening. This is YK Reviews.